cheeseburger with no ketchup. And I'll also have a chicken sandwich with no tomatoes and with extra mayonnaise. Holy shit! God damn it!
What's going on, guys? Back here again with another video, and this video today is going to be a different kind of video than some of my others. This is just a video I thought I'd make just for the hell of it, you know, just because I wanted to make a video on the subject and I got inspiration from a few other people on this. But this is going to be a video on the worst types of people that order in fast food, considering I worked in fast food for 4 years, you know. You get all types of people that come in. You get the cool people that, you know, you'll have cool conversations with at the end of the night or something when there's not many people around, and, you know, they're pretty friendly with you and everything. And, you know, I was always grateful for those people that I had, you know, that came through and everything, because, you know, they made your day a little better, along with, you know, having good coworkers. But these are the types of worst people that come through the drive-thru. So the first one I have on here is the person who orders a ton of food, and I mean like a shit ton. Like, I'm talking 20 sandwiches, and does this on a fairly regular basis, like multiple times, and even after they're told, hey dude, maybe you should call in the next time, because, you know, when you order 20 sandwiches just out of nowhere, it's gonna take a little bit to make, you know. And then they'll come in 2 weeks later, or, you know, a few days later, or whatever, just, you know, close to the time that they do it the first time, and then they do the same thing and don't bother to call in, because, you know, why would they do that? But yeah, these types of people, aw man, you know, when you're the person making all this stuff, especially, it's like, man, well, that's a surprise out of nowhere that's, you know, gonna take a little bit to make, and obviously they're gonna have to be pulled forward and everything, because you're gonna have to wait on that for a minute, because that's literally like, you know, $50 worth of food you just ordered there, and you're not bothering to call ahead. And, you know, you think these people would, because then they'd be getting their food quicker, because, you know, we'd already be on it and making it and everything for them, and it'd be all ready by the time they come there. But for whatever reason, that doesn't, you know, get through these people's thick skulls. And number two is the person who has a vehicle that is so loud that you cannot understand a word they're saying. Honestly, you know, I get not being able to afford that good of a vehicle around my area, because you know, around my area there's a lot of people that are very close to being poor, if not poor, and I get not being able to afford a decent vehicle. But dude, can you at least turn off your vehicle when you order, so that way we can actually understand what you're saying? Because I can't understand what you're saying when all I can hear is your fucking mufflers and your engine and shit like that, just completely drowning out the sound of your voice to the point where I can't understand you or even hear you. I mean, my vehicle isn't really that loud, so I can't really relate to this problem. But, you know, you'd think if you have a vehicle that loud that maybe you turn it off, especially if you're a person that doesn't talk that loud. You know, when you order, you just mumble it basically. You figure maybe you turn it off, especially after they ask you like maybe the second, third time, and you still don't turn it off, you know what I mean? Like, come on now. Number three is the one with the kids in the car that won't stop screaming, won't stop being obnoxious, and will not shut the fuck up when they are ordering. And it's to the point where you can't understand what the person's saying sometimes, and all you can hear is the kids just screaming, just blowing out your eardrums, especially if, you know, you're on drive-thru and you have a headset. This is a major annoyance when you're on drive-thru for sure. And these people, you can tell they don't have a grasp on, you know, controlling their kids at all. And honestly, you know, relating to this, if I was a kid doing this shit at the drive-thru while my mom or whatever was ordering, you know, we wouldn't be getting McDonald's or Burger King or whatever, you know, we'd be going the fuck home. You know, she would have already said, hey, we're not getting it, you know, we're going home. You know, she wouldn't even bother to go there if we were going to be acting like that the entire time, you know what I mean? And I don't really mind if you do bring your kids to the drive-thru. I don't give a shit. But if you're going to, don't bring them if they're going to be this obnoxious. Please. Save us all the energy. Save us all the pain in our eardrums from your kids screaming by not doing this if they are that obnoxious. Just saying. And number 4 is the person who complains about everything every time they come through. They always have something to complain about. And it's like, you know, a big coincidence that you're complaining about something every time, first of all. And some of the stuff they'll complain about is just completely minuscule and just, you know, it's like, why would someone complain about this? Like, my bun was 2 centimeters off. I want it redone. It's like, okay, you can literally just move the bun a little bit if it's, you know, if you really notice it. And this is something I wouldn't give a shit about personally. That's not something I would be complaining about, you know what I mean? I mean, if it was that bad to the point where it, like, sauce is all over places that shouldn't be and everything, like, you know, the entire sandwich is just covered in ketchup or something, whatever, and I get complaining then, you know, it's when it's all over the bun and everything else. But dude, if you're complaining about your bun being slightly off or something like that, or, you know, the pickles were too close to the outside, or just some ridiculous stuff like that, it's like, dude, this is literally the most pointless thing I've ever heard. And, you know, it's like, are these people just, you know, looking for stuff to complain about at times? Because, man, like, it's completely just stuff that doesn't even matter that much, and not something I would complain about personally. I'd still enjoy my meal, and I wouldn't give a shit, but these people will waste their time and our time by complaining about this stuff. And, you know, it's just overall a general annoyance, and it's a lot of these, like, oldies a lot of the time that do it too for whatever reason. And it's like, you know, don't you people have better things to do with your time, you know, with the time that you have left or whatever, you know what I mean? And number 5 is the person who complains about a wait when we're insanely busy. I'm talking like cars lying down to literally the road of our parking lot and everything, to, you know, to where it almost blocks traffic on the street. Like, I'm literally talking that busy. And these people will be like, why have I been waiting 2 minutes on my 10 sandwiches? And it's like, you came into a line that was insanely long, that you saw was insanely long, and you're ordering like literally $30, $40, $50 worth of food and expecting it to be there in like 2 minutes. And it's like, dude, do you see our line? Do you not think that there's all these other people also waiting on things, especially when they order that much? And, you know, a lot of the times it is people who order a lot of stuff and complain about the wait. And it's like, you know, dude, you know, you gotta understand, especially when it's that late at night and we're still busy and we don't have that much staff and everything. It's like, you know, you're not going to get your stuff right away a lot of the time, especially if you order that much. You know, you're going to be pulled forward, you know, you're going to be waiting for, you know, a few minutes. It's whatever, it is what it is. As long as it's not like literally an hour, you know, half hour, whatever. You know, then personally, I wouldn't care much. You know, and if I would have thought that, you know, if I was going to order something like 10, 20 sandwiches, something, you know, a bunch of drinks, you know, stuff like that, just, you know, for a gathering or something, that I was probably going to be waiting at least a little bit anyway. And there's a thing I mentioned earlier about, you know, calling in, you know, before you order something like that. But these people will complain when they order a ton of stuff a lot of times too, in a big line. And it's like, you know, you gotta understand, dude, you know, you're not gonna get your stuff right away. That's not how it works when you order that much, you know what I mean? Like, if you're just ordering maybe 2 items, whatever, you know, small orders, most of the time you'll probably get that pretty quickly. But when it's like 5, 6, 7 sandwiches, you know, 5 drinks, you know, 5 fries or whatever, you know, you're gonna be waiting a little bit, you feel me? Like maybe 5 minutes, you know, depending on what it is, you know. If it's something, you know, that takes longer to cook whatever you might be waiting longer by a little bit. Not for too long most of the time, unless you ordered like that big or something and we're that busy. But you know, if you see that we're literally have a line down to the road, and you know you're gonna complain about waiting a little bit, it's like, dude, you gotta understand. Are you blind? Overall, fast food though, it was a very mixed bag for me. You know, it was my first job that I had was in fast food, so it was like, you know, a lot for me right away. You know, fast food jobs can be a lot, you know what I mean? It's a lot to deal with at times. Working in any restaurant can kind of be a lot at times, you know, when you're working on busy days, especially when you're still new. You used to it after a while though, a lot of times, and you know, you meet some pretty cool people there, pretty cool coworkers. Some of my, you know, best friends are from my fast food job that I had, so I really appreciate them, and we're still great friends and everything and hang out all the time, and I'll probably forever appreciate them. But yeah, customers can suck in fast food indeed, you know, especially the 5 types I mentioned. Let me know if you guys worked in fast food, what your worst types of people to deal with in fast food were customer wise, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.
I'll have 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip, a number 7, 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese, and a large soda.